The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show, holy flame-throwing, deadly manic pixie dream girls, Addy. This tiny dancer can hit. It's Ballerina, a John Wick joint, or whatever the fuck. I'm Riggs.
I'm Addy. I thought this was Mission Impossible.
Nah.
Shit.
Nah.
I'll be back.
We've done that already. We did that one. And this is the Film Addicts podcast.
I'm Ana de Armas. What's your name?
Hey friends, and welcome back to the Film Addicts podcast. It's been ages. It's been fucking ages. How is everybody? How are you all? How are you, Addy? What's going down?
I'm okay. I was coughing, but I'm okay.
Good.
How are
it's
you?
Good to see you. Oh man, I had some time off. Sorry, folks. It's quite a late episode in our run for the summertime, I guess. For some people, it's winter for me. But I lost my voice. I couldn't talk. Well, you could hear me. I sounded like fucking, who's the cat? Oh, fuck, I can't remember his name. I don't know. Anyone, think of somebody who sounds like they've sucked off the thing, and when I say the thing, I mean from Fantastic Four, because you know he shoots rocks.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Come on, biologically. No, come on. Let's be real now. Let's be real. Is it just outside his body that is rocks? That can't be the case.
I mean, to be fair, in the first Fantastic Four film, all of his body parts, including his internal organs, become stone.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
You don't think he's spunk? You don't think his semen, his huge thing load doesn't become like, okay, maybe it's not little rocks, but maybe it's like asphalt or dust. You know what I mean? The point is I couldn't talk, and
right.
We had to take some time off. I couldn't record with Sequel Suck. I couldn't record the No Country shows either. Yeah, you can still hear a little bit of gravel in there, but it was fine. And I felt fine. Like I wasn't sick, you know. I just had no voice. But so lovely to be back. We're talking about Ballerina. There is a subtitle or a pre-title for this that's like a from the world of John Wick or something like that, but I can't remember what it is. So I'm just calling it Ballerina with the fantastic Ana de Armas. It's a baller-ass picture. So we're going to get into it. But before we do that, we've got to catch up. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. Nothing much. I just, for the past 3 weeks, I have been trying so hard to catch up with life that I don't know what the fuck to do.
I think it's that mid-year thing. Everybody looks back and goes, fuck, it's June. Like, how am I supposed to... So much has happened and so little has happened, and I don't feel like I've gotten anywhere. It's just, a mid-year hump, I feel.
Mid-year hump.
Yeah. You get one. Mid-year, one hump. Oh, you've been dirty about it. Okay, all right. God, you're such filth. Next thing you know, you'd be talking about the thing's semen.
Right. Because the Hulk wasn't enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'd be an interesting porno. Okay. Anyway, we're definitely back, everyone. We're not even fucking 5 minutes into the record and we're already talking about superhero semen. So what were you catching up on? Are you just like school, or is it, your studies, or is it you're writing something, or what's going on?
Yes. All of it.
All that stuff.
But yeah, I had a little bit of downtime and did some yoga for the first time. And for the first time, it didn't hurt.
Get into it.
Which was fun.
Hang on, sorry. You did it for the first time and it didn't hurt? Or you did it for the first time?
No, I used to do it before. And it hurt a lot. But then I did this year and it didn't hurt. So I was like, maybe I'll get back into it.
Awesome. That's a beautiful art form. Like it's so good for you. Really, everything will start working better. I promise you. If you engage in that, I do a bit of yoga myself. Like to twist myself into pretzel shapes and take photos of my balls and my taint. I've been holding on to this for weeks, dude. I haven't had an outlet. I've been working with normal people. I've been working with normal people. Emily's been away. Like, I got a purge. This is a purge episode, everybody.
All right.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's very cool. And what were you writing?
Oh, just the thing that I sent you.
Are we not talking about it?
No, not yet.
Okay. Everybody, it's a secret project.
Yeah, and I've been working...
It's that porno about my mum.
No, it's not.
We talked about it. It is. We talked about it on that last episode. Sue the porno. Anyway, that's terrible. Poor my mum.
Yes. I don't know how to react to when somebody talks about that.
That's totally fair. Nobody does.
Have you been watching something at all?
Yeah, we should get into that. I've been watching a few things. We should totally get into that. So what are
we watching?
Oh, just speaking of what are we watching, or speaking of, the person who writes all of our music, thanks, JP. Just send some love out to JP and Rach, his newly wedded wife. She's been a little bit ill herself recently, and I was really, really sorry to hear that. And JP, we're all sending love. So everybody collectively, all the fans of the Film Addicts podcast, just put some love out there in the universe for JP and Rach, because they're having a bit of a hard time at the moment. So we love you, mate, and I'm sure everything will be okay, but I hope that happens quickly.
I'm sending you love and good vibes.
All the good vibes. What have you been watching, sir?
No, you go first.
Fuck, my tea's hot. Shit. I burnt my tongue. Now fucking no voice for weeks. And then I burned my tongue in the first record. Someone doesn't want me to be a podcaster anymore. Jesus doesn't want it no longer. He's had enough. Anyway, I don't think Jesus cares one way or another. I rewatched Craven.
I saw that. And then
The Hunter. Yeah.
How was it?
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Is it as good as Morbius? No. Few things are. But,
That is so true.
It's like vigorous hand job and then Morbius. It's like that and then that. In terms of the hierarchy of things that are good and not. And then Craven's just a little bit under that. It's totally fine. It's totally fine action movie. It's just pointless. Like it is a pointless movie, but that's okay. Like, things don't have to have a point. They can just be entertaining. So I did that. Like I went in, when I saw it, I was in Canada and I went to a place called Banff because they were showing it, and I went there because I was staying elsewhere and had a great day watching it and just enjoyed it. But I did, at the end, I was like, what the fuck are they doing with this universe? And then they ended up cancelling it all anyway. But if you go into it just thinking this is an interesting story about a guy who's, kind of an animal activist, even though he still eats meat or whatever, but and it's a father and son kind of story, it's totally fine. There's some pretty baller action in it. JC Chandor is a great director. Like he put together a good picture. So yeah, I don't know. I think people have a problem with things having no forward momentum. Like it's just a stop. It's a dead stop, that movie, and it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, that's fine. Did you see it? You must have, yeah.
Nope.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, because I knew it wasn't going to be as good as Morbius, and then I just rewatched Morbius, and it was still cool.
Yeah, it's still a cool movie, but you should check it out. I mean, Aaron Taylor-Johnson's got his shirt off a lot, if nothing else, which is a good time.
That's true.
I also, after I saw Ballerina, I watched Blonde, the Ana de Armas film where she plays Marilyn Monroe. It was directed by an Australian guy who made Chopper, and a really great film that I saw recently at Astor. It's a favourite of mine, is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Just an exceptional picture. And there was a lot of backlash when Blonde came out. People didn't like it. It's also not an accurate portrayal of her life. It's based on a book that was sort of like mostly fiction, based on real events. And they tried to make that clear, and I don't think people got it. If you're a fan of Marilyn Monroe, you're not going to like it. Like it doesn't portray her well at all. Some of the things that happened to her in that movie happened to her in real life. The sexual assaults. No one took her seriously. She was just a blonde bombshell. It was a pretty egregious sex scene with JFK in it, like a blowjob scene, which is really graphic. Well, graphic for a movie anyway. Anna's great in it. She's really good in it. It's a hard movie to watch. Like, she is in tears and struggles a lot in the film. I think she had some sort of, not Anna, but the character of Marilyn Monroe. I think she had some mental health issues. Absolutely. Her mum was a paranoid schizophrenic. But yeah, it's a beautifully shot picture. It's a little long and it's kind of disjointed and stuff, but all the performances are good. Yeah, it's a totally fine picture again, but I'm not going to watch it again. I don't think it's a one and done kind of thing. And finally, I went and saw The Phantom.
Yeah.
From 1996. They were playing it at the Astor. Now, when I bought tickets for this a month or two ago, I was only half aware that Billy Zane, the actor who plays the Phantom in the film, was coming to do a Q&A because he's in Australia at the moment doing the Supernova Comic-Cons that are going on, or the Supernova Comic Conventions that are going on all around. So he came to do that at the Astor. And he chose it. He chose that movie to do at the Astor. And I'm like, cool, I just want to see the Phantom on the big screen again. I haven't since I was a kid. You know, they sat us down and okay, we're going to sit here and there's going to be the Q&A and then the movie will start afterwards. And I was like, whatever, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to, sit here and wait, basically, for the movie to start. He was absolutely electric, like just so charming and magnanimous and really genuinely grateful to be there and for all of his career. And he talked about the Phantom with such love, and he talked about my country with such love because he got his start here. Peter Weir, the Australian director, cast him in Dead Calm with Sam Neill and Nicole Kidman. And he spent the formative beginning of his career really as a lead kind of in this country. He was just really, really sweet and genuine and didn't have any Hollywood stink on him. And the thing that really got me was he was like answering questions. A bunch of people lined up to ask questions, and one of them was a little kid who was saying, "Oh, I want to be an actor when I grow up." And he's like, "Don't wait till you grow up. Start now. Do community theatre and watch old movies, shit like that." And he kept coming back to him in the night with more advice as more questions got asked. And they got through maybe about 3 or 4 questions because he was telling these long stories, about the Phantom and about his career and all that stuff. And the guy who was running it, the mediator, was like, "Well, we'll get through maybe one more question, then we'll have to start the movie." And he was like, "Nah, we're doing them all." And he did. He went through everybody's questions. He really showed up for it, and it made the movie better. When I watched it, I'm like, this guy's actually quite a cool dude. Maybe it was a complete act, I don't know, but in my heart, I felt like he was a decent dude. And the Phantom fucking rules, man. It didn't do well at the time. People didn't understand it. It was based on a character that was, at that point, it would have been 70 years old, 60 years old. The character of the Phantom. It was made for a younger audience, and the people who like the Phantom weren't young people at the time. They might be more young now, but people of my dad's age liked the Phantom and at that particular point in time. But it's just a good action adventure picture. It was made. It was written by the guy who wrote Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and Last Crusade. So it's good action pedigree. It's got great set pieces. The performances are good. It's a happy hero who's just a dude, and they get all the lore right as well. Christy Swanson's not great in it, but it was just a fucking good old time. And I'm very grateful that I happened to go there and find out that Billy Zane happens to be quite a decent dude also. So thanks, Astor, and thanks, Billy. I hope you're listening. Like he's listening to this. Maybe I'll send it to him. So that's me. What have you?
Oh, just a lot of stuff. But like piggybacking on your point, I feel like any actor who does like Comic-Cons, like especially like not just the big ones, which are the New York Comic-Cons and the CDC Comic-Cons, which is San Diego, with like the Hall H and everything. I feel like everybody who does the other ones is like they like genuinely care about the fans, and like it's weird because you will see like Tyler Hoechlin and Charlie Cox, even Vincent D'Onofrio, like all of them, they go to cons regularly, and it's not just like the big ones. And I don't believe they get paid millions for it. Like they might get like a few $1,000s, but it's good to see. It's good to see like they genuinely want to connect with their audience, which is great.
Yeah, and they also come and, do autograph signings and things like that they get a bit of money for as well. Like it's lucrative for them, but you wouldn't put yourself in that position if you didn't like interacting with your fans even a little bit. It'll be a fucking nightmare. I mean, you're not going to see huge stars doing that shit. But yeah, it was very cool. Yeah. So what?
Yeah, just one more thing. Critical Role is like doing the Supernova cons at the moment, and it's fun because like usually what they do is like they have Critical Role listed, and so what they do is usually people go as like cosplays of like the Critical Role characters, and so they're all there, like all 7 of them instead of like just one person. And so, like, they take, like, thousands of pictures, and it's all 7 of them with, like, one person. It's so fun to see. And with that, I will tell you the shit that I have watched, because some of it is shit. Let's start with one that I genuinely just despise. I watched the How to Train Your Dragon live-action film.
Oh, no.
I was dragged into it. But I was happy to go and see.
You were dragged into it? That's a good joke. That's a nice PG joke for a bit. It's not even PG. It's totally G joke, that one. Everybody, take that one and tell your grandma about it.
It's not good. It's a shot-for-shot remake. And when that happens, it makes you feel like it's soulless. And I know that the director has come out, and because it's the same director who did the animated films, and he's come out and said that
Oh, really?
Yeah, which surprises me a lot.
So all they did was, like, make an extremely expensive animatic back in the day for the live action one that they would eventually make.
Yeah, and just to let you know what this guy's actually worked on, you'll be fucking surprised actually, because I didn't know this. So he's a director of he's a co-director of Lilo and Stitch, the animated film, all the How to Train Your Dragon films, and The Wild Robot. I think he has a storyboard credit as well, like just for the adaptation. See, it's a shot-for-shot remake of a film that's one of the formative films of my life, because it gave me the love of dragons. I vividly remember watching it. I vividly remember finding that book and reading about all these dragons. I genuinely wanted to like it, but it felt like a really less and a really soulless version of a story I'd already seen done to perfection. And my biggest gripe is not even that. It's that they don't use the actual like test drive music, like the actual score that you hear of like when Toothless and Hiccup are flying for the first time. They don't like it's a more muted down version of it, and it's like that's where you have to excel the most. Because if you get that moment right, that will turn all like the haters into at least giving it a shot. But then when you mute it down, it feels like you're trying to make it more of a visual story. And why would you do that in live action where you already have the animated? And plus it's like fucking 2 hours or something, and the animated is an hour and a half and so much more better. But it's getting a sequel.
Tight, honey. I like it.
Yeah, it's getting a sequel, and so is the live action Lilo and Stitch. And I hate this trend, and I need it to die because it's killing cinema, man. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Disney kind of pulled the reins back after Snow White didn't do so well. So hopefully they've got at least the presence of mind to maybe focus on some original shit for a change. Because all they do is IP. Like, Disney doesn't produce original stuff anymore.
That's true. They don't.
Which is a shame. Where's that? Give me a fucking Apple Dumpling Gang or a fucking Race to Witch Mountain or something like that. I'm not saying you have to remake those. I'm just saying make an original piece again, you know?
Yeah.
Stop worrying about stop servicing all of your, you know, big names or whatever. Make a fucking Mickey Mouse cartoon again. Like, he hasn't worked in ages. Poor motherfucker.
I don't think they like retain the rights for Mickey Mouse.
Really?
Yeah, I think they just let him go.
Oh. They're like, yeah, fuck that mouse. He only created everything. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. What else have you watched that maybe you did like?
So after that shameful thing, I watched...
Shameful? Calm the fuck down.
Shut up, man. I rewatched The Nice Guys.
Like an excellent picture. I rewatched it recently too.
Yeah, and we will have to do an episode on that because it's so much what you want cinema to be that you don't even realize it until it's like over. And after that, I rewatched Sinners. I tried to rewatch it with my brother, but he got scared before.
Pussy. Joking. It's a scary picture.
Yeah, but he got scared like before like even they started going to the juke joint. It was the vibes.
Does he not like black people? Like
Jesus Christ. I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's great. I'm not sure if my little brother is racist or not.
Oh, no.
Even though he's clearly a brown person. Like
I know the answer to that. I am not comfortable saying that.
That's totally fair. We don't need to talk about little brothers.
Before that, I rewatched Across the Spider-Verse with him. That he liked, but not as much as the first one, which is fine.
Oh, the first one's
Into.
What? Into? Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't like bear the thought that he still hasn't seen Across the Spider-Verse, and it's been a year. No, it's been 2 years. It was 23. And so after Sinners, I went on this fucking horror spree. I watched 28 Days Later, which was okay. I watched Men, the Alex Garland film, which is a ride, and it's not a. I see it as like an artistic piece of art that's always evolving and trying to say something every time. It's like the ending is like the weirdest multiverse The Green Knight connection ever. It is trying to say something. I just don't know if what they're trying to say they knew what they were trying to say.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I can understand that.
So then I watched a film where they knew exactly what they were trying to say, which was Barbarian, which is fucking great. Because I love watching reactions to that film because of the switch that happens where you go to the Justin Long character like 20 minutes in and it's like a whole another film starts.
It's cracker. Absolute cracker. That's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Go back and listen to our episode on that, folks. We did that a double episode. It wasn't a double episode, but it was 2 movies for the one episode talking about that and World War Z, just because, the horror pictures with hugely different budgets.
Then I watched Dune Part 1, Part 2. I can't watch 1 and then not watch 2. It's just...
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. That's kind of... They're of a piece now, Yeah,
it's a beautiful connection. And then I watched Ford v Ferrari in preparation for the F1 film that's coming on.
Yep.
But yeah. That's it.
Ford v Ferrari is fucking a perfect movie. So great. So well executed. Yeah, The Complete Unknown was pretty good, except Bob Dylan as a character was really unlikable.
Agreed. The only person I really liked in that film was Johnny Cash, and he was there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, Boyd Kirkland is really good at it, and Edward Norton was great too.
Yes, that's true.
He was playing Dusty Bottoms or whatever the fuck. Dusty Bottoms was the character that Chevy Chase played in The Three Amigos, Riggs. Fucking hell. Anyway, talking about that's actually a really good segue, Dune, because we're going to go into do some nerd news. Do you want to do that thing that we do?
Yep. Or do you want to just sing the Bond theme song?
The next James Bond will be directed by Denis Villeneuve, our old pal. Denis Villeneuve. Bless him. What a great move. I think it's a really good choice. I mean, he can handle IP. He can handle big widescreen action. and he's a huge fan. He says, some of my earliest movie-going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond films with my father ever since Dr. No with Sean Connery. I'm a diehard Bond fan. To me, he's sacred territory. He's going to give a shit, and he's going to make a really good picture. I can't wait.
Yeah, like the deals of the contract where he doesn't have final cut, but like he'll be immensely involved in casting, and they don't have a script yet. And he's only signed on for one film, but that could change if the first one makes money.
Same with Sam Mendes. He only signed on to do Scaffold. No, what was the first one he did? Was it Skyfall?
Yeah, I think it was Skyfall.
Skyfall, and then he did Spectre, and did he do 3? Sam Mendes?
No, I think he only did 2.
2,
Fuck
yeah.
Let me check.
I still think Casino Royale is the best out of the Daniel Craig era. Call me old fashioned. I don't know. What do you think, everyone? What's your favourite Daniel Craig Bond picture, and who would you like to see cast as the new Bond?
We already have a Bond.
What do we reckon? Have a Bond. Why not?
I'm just saying we already have a Bond. There's already a 007.
That's true. Yeah. From the last one, but I think people would prefer to forget that.
No.
I thought No Time to Die was fine. It just diehard Bond fans were never going to be happy with it. You know, and if you cast a woman as James Bond, the UK will explode. And I don't mean people's opinions and stuff. I mean the country will blow up, which is not a great joke to make right now. Anyway, regardless.
It's never a good joke to make.
It's true. It's just a bit more topical than normal.
Yeah.
Do we move on to the next? The other thing I watched last night as well. Sorry, just to get back to it. Tick, Tick, Boom. How the fuck did... Like, it's a good film. It's not like, really well... Lin-Manuel Miranda is a better writer than he is director.
100%.
It's not super well put together, and it's kind of saccharine in places, but Andrew Garfield is transcendent in that movie. And he lost the Academy Award to Anthony Hopkins in The Father, which I kind of get, but still, he's probably the most interesting... most dedicated actor of his generation, like working today. He is endlessly watchable and so dedicated to his craft. It's an excellent picture.
Yeah, I genuinely like the soundtrack to Hamilton more than Tick Tick Boom, but there are some songs that like once they get stuck in your head, like 3090. You're like, I have to either sing it fully or I have to listen to it fully to actually like just get it out of my head. But yeah, Andrew Garfield is fucking amazing in that. Also, it was 2 films. It was Skyfall and Spectre.
Yeah, right. Okay. Kind of half speaking about him. This is crazy. The Social Network is getting a sequel. Yeah.
Well, it was getting a sequel like back in 2023. But I don't like Fincher. Fincher wasn't involved at all, and so Aaron Sorkin was like, "Fuck it, I'll write it and direct it."
Yeah. I mean, he's a really good director. He's made some great pictures. Be interesting to see, like, if Eisenberg returns and how it'll further the story, because we are so much further along now than we were. He's become a different thing, a different entity. But yeah, I'm down for that, especially if Sorkin's involved.
Yeah.
Some actual like nerd news. The actual nerd stuff. Avengers Doomsday will not feature any characters from its supernatural side. So you're not getting Moon Knight or a Werewolf by Night or Man Thing or anything like that, which I think is a fucking missed opportunity, but whatever.
So no Doctor Strange?
Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Also, who knows? Fucking hell, man. Doctor Doom is a supernatural character by himself. He's a son of a witch whose main deal is to merge tech with magic. Oh, fuck, that reminds me. I'm watching Ironheart, which is great. It's so good.
As good as it?
It's really good. I like that it's not like an origin story. Like Riri Williams already knows who she is. She's just put in a position where she has a moral dilemma now, and she has to make a choice.
I might get to it at some point. I don't know. So that means Ghost Rider's not going to be in it either? I thought they cast somebody.
I don't think they did.
Well, maybe I'll go fuck myself.
See, the thing is, if you bring in Ghost Rider, it has to be the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm not accepting anything else.
Is it Danny Reyes?
Yep. Because they had a reference to him in She-Hulk with like the guy who does the magic shit. He was like a far cousin of that of Danny Reyes. Fuck, man. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is so good.
I think I watched the pilot episode and that was it. It just wasn't for me. I can't be doing 24 episodes of TV, mate. Like,
yeah, but this was back in 2012. Like 20 years ago.
That doesn't mean anything. Like 20 years ago. You mean 13? Actually, that is kind of like 20 years ago. Anyway, no, I haven't. I haven't watched it. Anyway, moving on to our final story here. Lewis Pullman, star of, what are we calling it? Thunderbolts asterisk? Everyone's seen it by now. The New Avengers, or whatever the fuck, will star alongside his father, Bill Pullman, in Spaceballs 2. Now, I don't know if you've seen Spaceballs, but in that movie, Mel Brooks's character Yogurt, which is a joke on Yoda, says, God willing, we all meet again in Spaceballs 2, the search for more money. And now they're doing it. And I fucking can't wait. I'm going to go and see it with my dad because we love that movie. Me and my dad were in fits of laughter. I was really young. I would have been under 10 and he was visiting from Queensland. And we were at a McDonald's getting breakfast, getting hotcakes. And we'd watched it the night before. And for some reason, we just didn't cognise the joke Pizza the Hut. And it was, instead of Jabba the Hutt, it's Pizza the Hut. And he's a big mountain of pizza. And the joke just didn't land for us. And we were sitting across the road from one because there was like a line of, fast food places. And one of them was Pizza Hut, which is a pizza restaurant here. Maybe they got them in the States as well. I don't know. And we looked over and I was like, Pizza the Hut, like Jabba the Hutt. That's that joke. And we both cackled like insane. It was one of my favorite memories of me and my dad when I was young. And I'm going to be like, fucking Dad, I'm going to come up to Queensland and visit just so that we can go and see Spaceballs 2 together. So bring that the fuck on.
Hell yeah.
You know what else you can bring the fuck on? Tiny little women who do flips and shoot people and throw axes at them and just get samurai swords. And fuck, this movie's gangster. I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't know where that was.
It's Ballerina, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know where the fuck that was going when you started with tiny little women. I was like, what's going on?
Tiny. She's tiny. She is a tiny, tiny woman. She's about this big, everybody. It's like an inch and a half tall. And they're doing the reverse of that thing that they did when they made Lord of the Rings to make her look bigger in the frame. Everybody else is further away.
Oh, so instead of forced perspective, it's unforced non-perspective?
Yep, that's correct. Okay. That's absolutely right. That's what they did. Directed by Len Wiseman, who you will know from the from the Underworld pictures and also Die Hard 4. He sort of languished in director jail for a while until coming back for this. It's fucking great. Dip back into the Hollywood pool. He really directed the shit out of this. I loved it. I really loved it. It's actually probably, if I was to talk about my favorite in the series, it's up there with 4. It actually takes place between 3 and 4.
Yeah, like weirdly.
And spoilers. Yeah. But it's only in as much as that John is kind of sent after her as kind of a recompense for his getting help from the Angelica Houston character who's sort of training these ballerinas. But I think the thing that really struck me, and I was texting you while I was watching it because I was in the cinema alone, is I love that the ballerinas are trained to protect.
Yep. As
opposed to just be hit people,
Yeah, absolutely. I also love that like both of us were watching it at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It was weird. It was like hauntingly empty, the cinema. Like the whole cinema was empty that day. I don't know why. The place was just, maybe it's because it's cold here. People don't want to go out. But yeah, they get a charge and you have to look after that person and they're trained to, use their body to protect them and their wits to protect them as opposed to just being regular old hit people. It kind of gets thrown away a little bit because later on she's sort of on a course for revenge because she sees someone with, after doing a job, she sees someone with a tattoo that she saw when her father was killed in the cold open. Spoilers, everybody. I mean, but if you're listening to this, whatever the fuck ever. So that's kind of how the second act starts when she kind of finds this person. Anna's great. Like she's she's incredibly beautiful. Like there's no denying it that she's an absolute stunning woman, but she's a really accomplished actor. She's very dedicated. She's really sharp. If you hear her talk, like I think it's the way that she goes about her work is with the same kind of character understanding that proper actors have who aren't in franchises where they throw axes at people. And physically, she is just doing everything that Keanu's doing,
Yeah, like, oh my God. The action sequences are legit like one of the best of John Wick franchise. Because you have like the flamethrower fight at the end. Which is insane. But then there's a part where she tapes a knife to her hand while she is holding a gun, which is fucking baller.
Love it. It's such a great. That's another thing as well. Like, it's not as gun happy as the John Wick films are. She ends up using, like I said, there's an axe, there's a flamethrower, there's a samurai sword, which is absolutely dope. She's still using pistols and guns and stuff like that, but it's not as gun porny. And it makes it more sense, and forgive me if this sounds insensitive, but it makes more sense because she is a woman. Mm-hmm. Guns are very masculine and very direct and very, there's nothing subtle about a gun.
Yeah.
Whereas, and John Wick's revenge story is not a subtle story. You killed my dog. You took my life away from me. I'm coming after you. Hers is mixed up with guilt and regret. And, it's not just about her father passing. It's about her being taken and made into this weapon. And that's kind of part of it too. Like, yeah. So I feel like having the other ways of, and the hand-to-hand stuff's amazing too. Like it's really, really affecting. And I just feel like it's a much more, they didn't just make John Wick with a woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of thought put into it. I love like just the first act, just like her, like us following her through like the marks of like the John Wick films, because he goes there in 2, and you see him go, but there's an added scene here where he talks to her, and by that time she's already an assassin, or well, she's already an agent basically.
Mm.
And like her final test against the agent, and she's like, I'm you in 10 years. And she just shoots her without any remorse. Or like any remorse in the moment. But I love that it's not as rushed as maybe like the first 2 John Wick films are. By the time you get to 3, like it's a bigger plot, and you have to kind of like sit and like prepare yourself for it to be crazy. And and like it's a weird in saying that this is like a more grounded version of like that world, basically, of like that world that we've come to know now after like 3 and 4. I feel like all the action is like it's not as crazy, and while it takes place in the same universe, it feels tonally and like character-wise so different and so unique. Like it's like you said, it's not John Wick but a woman, but it's genuinely its own story, and it has its own strengths and it has its own weaknesses, surely. But it's like as a film itself and just her character, it feels more human. And while like John Wick is 100% in it, John Wick at times feels like an invincible god.
Especially the way Keanu Reeves plays him.
Yes. And him going to visit a god in the 3rd one and then killing him in the 2nd one, or in the 4th one. I love that we come back to this world, and it's very ground level and very like it's connected in ways it should be. There's never like an over connection or like a cameo that like overstays its welcome. You get like sprinkles here and there. But yeah, it's her story, and I love how Ana de Armas just takes command of that. and like she's first and foremost just she's a badass in the like as the character, but like it's a different kind of badass compared to John Wick. Like you can't compare the two like on character level because they're two people doing completely different things. Like John Wick is out there to kill, and she is out there to protect, and then gets wrapped into this whole like cult thing that like coincidentally goes back to her past. Yeah,
absolutely. And that there is that thing of, you know, John is after people. It's all business, but this is kind of because it is about the cult and because it is about her family. It kind of feels, once you get past the first John Wick film, it's no longer about the dog or his wife. It's about him. What is it? The adage that, you know, in order to grow, you have to kill your mother, kill your father, and kill Buddha. Like spiritually speaking, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what he ends up doing throughout of that series until you get to the end of 4. With this one, she's reclaiming something that was lost, you know, something that she was, which is an innocence and a childlikeness, you know, that was completely ripped from her. So she has a lifetime of trauma that she's working out. And it's not trauma bait the way that some movies are, but it's definitely there. I don't really know what the cult's doing. We were chatting, I don't know what they want. I know they want her and Gabriel Byrne's character in particular, who's really great. But I don't know what they do. And they've got like a town they just run that's sort of where the third act, the denouement happens. But yeah, anyway, the thing that struck me as well, you know, we're talking about John Wick's in it, obviously comes in towards the back half and is tasked with taking her out, but gives her an opportunity to kind of settle her score on a timeline, which is always great for your action movie. But you can totally watch this and not have seen the other films. It works.
Oh, 100%.
They explain who John Wick is enough that, you know, you understand that he's also a hit person, and that he is the Baba Yaga. Like, he is lauded, and she knows who he is. They've met and they have previous, so that kind of sets it up. So you can absolutely watch this without. My mother-in-law went and saw it, and she had no idea. My father-in-law loves these movies, you know, the John Wick films, but he, you know, so I said, go and see Ballerina. So he took Fiona, and she thought it was really great, but hasn't seen any of the others. So I think it really does work. And in concert with that is that it does all the things you want a John Wick film to do, but then subverts it. Like having the gun seller scene, where she goes down to get like kitted up, but it gets interrupted. You know, the fight happens, and she didn't get the gear, so she's got to then, you know, make do with what's around her and kind of improvise. At which point, she has a fucking grenade fight. It's a fucking grenade fight.
It's so
She
cool.
blows a dude up in his entirety. She grabs a dude. I think she puts the whole belt around him or something, or she puts maybe one down his shirt or whatever, but she runs into a room, and in a full wide shot, she grabs him, pulls him over a table that's overturned, and sort of hides behind the table, and you see this guy turn into mince.
Yep.
It's probably the most violent thing that's ever happened in any of these movies, and I was fucking here for it. I thought it was absolutely gangster.
Yeah, I think the fight leading up to it, or like when she does enter the cult, or like that town, basically, I think that's the only time she like that, and like when she's trying to save the girl. I think those are the only times where she has a gun, basically. And other than that, it's just hand-to-hand fights and like defensive fights too. Like, because like John Wick action sequences, he's there to kill, but she isn't. She's just trying to get away from that situation altogether.
Yeah,
and like you can.
Yeah, she's not out to fucking murder everybody ever.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's true. It's like if you're a goon in the John Wick world, and if you're across the street from John Wick just going to get a coffee, he will shoot you. That's
as soon as you find out that he's after you, I would take a long weekend, honestly, and just hope that someone takes him out because what's that? John Wick's, he's what? Nah. I'm going to Bonnie Doon, and that's such a fucking niche joke for Australians. All the Australians who enjoy this show, Bonnie Doon, you know what I'm talking about. It's a place here where people go to holiday. Bogans mostly. No disrespect to Bogans. We're a proud race. I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Anyway, if you're a hit person or you're a heavy for one of these people, it's just like, oh, it's John Wick. I heard he killed someone with a fucking pencil one time. I'm going out. I'm going for a long weekend, kids.
And then to prove that he did do it, he kills the person who said that he did it with a pencil in a train station.
That's right. Totally brutal. But yeah, there is a methodicalness to it and a coldness to it that isn't here. Like, you know, not to sound graphic or anything, but there is pain in her like when she gets the shit kicked out of her. Oh, like they really make her suffer. And I don't just mean physically, I mean story-wise. They don't go soft on her because she's a woman.
Yeah.
The character. And she is like heaving with pain and grunting, and you know, when she throws that axe, she's like, rah! Like it sounds like she's fucking playing professional tennis. Just it's not kid gloves because she's a lady or whatever. And also the other thing that I really like is they don't sexualize her at all. Yes. There's a great scene where she walks into the club where she's got to protect that first girl, and she's in a beautiful dress and she looks great. She's a gorgeous woman. The only way you can make Ana de Armas look not good in a movie is by turning the camera off.
That is so true, because in the entirety of Knives Out, she's wearing like cardigans and everything.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. She's still, you know, one of the most beautiful women who's ever walked. But they don't. There's never a scene where, you know, she's even like, it's not Black Widow. She's not strangling someone to death with her thighs. It's not Xena Onatopp from fucking GoldenEye. Like, she's a woman who is really, really highly trained and is you know, able to do all of this stuff, and it never comes into play that there's not even a love interest or anything, which would be the knee-jerk reaction for anybody making this movie normally. I feel like they really serviced the character so well because of that, without all the fucking normal tropes that you kind of throw on it, because it seems like a gender swap, but it's not at all.
Yeah, I also love the fact that it's not like, I'm trying to say something, but I don't have the words.
Oh, good. You should have a podcast then.
Yes, it's my fault.
That's all this is fucking words.
I think in a different language, man. Calm down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've got to go through the process, don't you?
I love that this film gives us the John Wick that I wanted for so long, which is just John Wick trying to have conversation with another person. Because you don't get that. He doesn't have a conversation. That's his thing. He kills. And I love that it's like he doesn't, like John Wick doesn't treat himself as John Wick. Like, we know it's John Wick because like we've seen the 4 films, and you know, when he comes into the story, there's a bit of weight as well, like added weight. But I love that he just talks. And he understands, and he gives her the opportunity that you have till midnight to complete your vengeance, and then I'll kill you. She isn't looking for a fight either. Like when he comes to get her, she genuinely asks him to help, and he listens. And I don't think we've ever seen John Wick actively listen to somebody and agree with them.
No, not really. Oh, except maybe Willem Dafoe's character in the first one, but that's about it.
Oh, Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, he's in the first one. He's his other hitman buddy who they beat to death at the end, and then he shoots himself.
What?
Yeah, there's Willem.
I might have to watch this.
I mean, come on, mate. Your name's William, is it not? Like, ridiculous. No, it's like Ray Fiennes. It's spelt Ralph. Like, why are we calling him that? Why did he make that up? My name's not Regagan.
Hi, I'm Regagan. I'm the cousin of the Kraken.
But I'm not a cool big sea monster. I'm just a dude. That's great. I'm not a big octopus, half octopus thing or the big bestial thing if you're going for Clash of the Titans. I'm just a guy named Regagan. Yeah, that's my cousin. I didn't get any tentacles. It's a shame. Calamari. Anyway, I don't know where we were. I don't know where we were. Is it fucking... She's great. And in terms of third act, you get these kind of game of death levels where she's kind of going up and up and up. And the samurai sword thing is, if you give a female action protagonist a samurai sword, you've got me. I don't care what else you did in the rest of it, unless you kill an animal. But in the rest of the film, you could, like actually burn an effigy of me in the film, and I would still be like, she's got that samurai sword though, so it's still a plus. Just super cool. And yeah, then we get a fucking flamethrower fight. Like, I went into that movie when I bought the ticket, I wasn't like, there's going to be a flamefire throat this movie. A flamefire throat? That's what I had all week. I had flameflower throat. I didn't realize there was going to be a flamethrower fight. That's really hard to say.
Yes.
It should be a vocal warm-up for theatre performers in this film. There was no way you could have even... I mean, sure, it makes more sense that it would be in this film than fucking Mary Poppins Returns or something, but I still was not expecting it. And then to up the stakes again, some other motherfucker picks up the flamethrower, so she picks up a fucking proper fire hose, and all of a sudden the fight becomes elemental. Like, it's just, and I don't mean the movie. I mean it's an elemental fight. It is the power of water versus the power of fire. Like, John Wick is mechanical and grit and shattered glass and hard surfaces. What's her name? I just keep calling her Ballerina. We're gonna look it up.
Eve.
Anna. Eve. Of course it is. What else would it be? Eve is. She's fluid. She's liquid. She's elemental. She's I think, because the part of the story that does benefit from her being a woman is that she is grounded in, a natural way of being, a natural way of thinking. That's why she's a dancer. There's movement there there's a rigidness to John Wick with his suits and his, hard reloads of the gun and all that kind of stuff. And she's doing cool stuff too, like flicking the clips out and all that. But there's a majesticness and a dance-like quality to all of her scenes, even when she's just, performing normally. And it feels elemental, it feels primitive and primal and much more grounded to the earth than all of these men running around.
Just to talk a bit about the third act, there is no explanation for the cult or their sister.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They kind of coast through that storyline.
Yes, they coast through it so quickly that she dies in the house that blows up.
See you later. Yeah, because Eve was part of the cult, and her father got out, and that's why he was killed. So they kind of found her.
They don't explain what the cult is. I feel like that's the only part of it that doesn't really work for me. Like, I know, John Wick showing up, if you think about it, it really doesn't make sense. But you don't give a fuck because it's John Wick. And I genuinely did not give a fuck, not only because it was John Wick, but also you can have that part, but you can also have that part with the Bowery King. He could show up and it could still have the same impact that it did on the story.
Yeah.
I understand that John Wick has to show up because it's, Keanu and everything, but it's also it never once takes away from who's the main character of the story and what's the story about. I really like that. Yes, the cult stuff doesn't make sense, but I love that it's her story and you end it with her, and you end it with her in the best way that the in the John Wick world you can end a story where everybody comes after her.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, when it happened, I'm like, again, but the story isn't again, it's but it's a way of, again, like subverting it, doing it differently. Okay, so what's it going to be? She's running from them the whole time, or is she going to go after them head on, or is she going to go into hiding? Is she going to have people to help her? Like, I don't know what the next step is, because it's not going to be what John did, because they're not, like I said, it's not a, hey, my phone fell down. It's not a stupid noise to make. It's not a carbon copy of a John Wick film. Like, they've really taken the time to set up who Eve is and make sure people understand that, no, this isn't what you're expecting. Hence the ability to walk into this film and have it be, fresh without seeing the other one. So it's a great movie. It's a great movie, everyone. You should go and check it out. It's coming out on digital shortly, because it didn't have a long run. It certainly didn't here anyway. And I don't know how well it did box office wise. I really hope they do get a sequel, because, it's Anna's great. Yeah. It's directed really fucking well. The action is top notch. It looks beautiful. It's well photographed, like all the John Wick films have been. Yeah, I could definitely take a few more of these for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I wouldn't hate it if this, like, if Eve becomes the main franchise player. Like, instead of, like, I know because it exists, but like, if there isn't a John Wick 5, I would love for her to be like the successor, because she is the only one who's ever had a conversation with John Wick while he was supposed to kill somebody. Like John Wick really has a, listen, man, this has been my gripe since like the first John Wick film, because he doesn't talk when he's John Wick. Like, it's so silent, and that's his strength, because he plays it so well. But like, majority of the time he doesn't speak. He's just part of the plot. And like, it was so like refreshing to not only have him speak as John Wick, but to have a conversation with another hit person, and them coming to like common terms, like finding common ground, and like him giving her time to, do the thing that she came here to do. Good stories that like eventually end up in like succession. Of a character like taking up the mantle, like you have Sam Wilson taking up the mantle of Captain America. Like, you have that connection, and while I know it's a connection for like a few minutes in the world, all I'm saying is that I would love her to be like the character for like another 5 movies.
Yeah, I completely agree. And Keanu's, kind of done. I know they're doing an animated thing, and there might be another one coming, but he's pushing 60. Like, he's going to struggle to keep this going, and to have Anna take over would be really cool, and have him just pop in occasionally. What you could do as well is to do the same thing they did with the Bourne franchise. Like, after Ultimatum happened, they made Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner, and those two films dovetail together, so that the last one, the things are happening concurrently, and you kind of see the cross-pollination. It could be even cool to have her turn up and off camera, in terms of watching the 4th John Wick movie, she's kind of helping him subtly, while he's going on this sort of last charge towards, what if there was other guys on the stairs and she was clipping them, from a distance, like that was a way to kind of help. And then she gets even more trouble for helping him. And you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's so crazy, because when you said that, I was like, that would be cool if she was like sniping the people on the stairs, and then you said it.
Yeah, well, that would be the scene that would make most sense in. So, yeah. Anyway, Ballerina, one and all, go and check it out. It is very, very cool. Kind of running out of time because I have to get to work. But let's say favorite, number one, best kill.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry.
Just pick one. First one that comes to your head.
But the guy that explodes, man, because that like,
of course,
like you can't, because she's fighting with grenades. Like, she's literally,
it's Grenade Guy. Yeah,
that's so true. It's Grenade Guy.
Grenade Guy's number one death. There you go, everybody. Go and check out Grenade Guy. Do we have any questions for this week?
We do. I'm trying to find.
Excellent questions. These. Is it Chaz? Because he's busy.
Yeah, I think there's Chaz. It's one as well.
See how they're making a goddamn kung fu movie or a samurai movie, and he's still got time to talk to our dumbasses. That's fantastic.
I know, right? It's insane.
Bless him. Out there just eating a banana with no clothes on. I appreciate you.
and a samurai sword between his thighs. Fuck.
You beat me by just 2 seconds then. That was we are so simpatico. What was the question?
We got 4 questions. We will do quick.
All right, rapid fire. Let's do it.
All right. So
we're going to be like Billy Zane. We're going to get through them all.
Do you want to see a Donnie Yen spin-off? Because I do. I think they're already making
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And Donnie needs to direct it. Yeah, fucking make it happen. Blind swordsman movie? Zadochi? Fucking yes.
It's Matt Murdock, but if he was actually good at martial arts.
He wasn't a brawler. Yeah, you're probably right. Better than Iron Fist. Okay.
Fuck.
It's true.
It's true. It's so true. All right. Question 2. What was your favorite kill from Eve? Grenade guy.
Yeah, grenade guy. Poor old grenade guy. Just turned into fucking dog food.
Do you think John Wick died, or does he want everyone to think that he did?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would rather he had, like, that was a really complete story. But I don't think he has any control over it. If it's going to be he comes back, it's got nothing to do with him. I don't think he's not pretending, if that's what the question is. No.
Yeah. I don't think John Wick has gone through all that trouble in the 4 films to then pretend to die, because there's no life that he goes back to. That's the point.
Exactly. He fucking killed everyone, so who's coming after him,
Yeah.
Nobody.
Also, it's so weird because I guess Winston's character is his dad, with like his last line, like "Goodbye, my son."
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That might just be sort of a British colloquialism, how people call other people's son when they're younger.
No, but he said it in Russian.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm unconvinced about that. I'll wait for the 4th, the 5th, the 5th, fucking fuck. The 5th fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. The 5th film is what I'm trying to say. I'm having a stroke. And I don't mean I'm having some sort of aneurysm. I'm literally masturbating while we're talking, so I'm getting distracted.
Okay.
It's all consensual.
Right.
Maybe not for the audience.
Yeah.
They didn't sign on for that. Sorry, folks. It's not true.
It's just in the background, usually.
Yeah, either.
Fucking hell, that's even better. Why?
I've practiced it a lot. Anyway, what's the final question?
No. For what?
I don't know. Just for this very moment. One day I'm going to have to do a really convincing I'm having a wank sound on our show, so I better practice one. And then it ends with a... That's the... Splat.
Yep.
Fucking hell, Regan. Come on.
That's the thing's foreskin opening up.
That'd sound like someone throwing a rock, down some stairs.
Okay, this is Chaz's question.
Of course. Come on, Chaz.
Pitch me a film starring Keanu, Sandra Bullock, and Paul Rudd. Who directs?
Okay, I got it straight up. Speed 3. It's on a plane, right? On the plane, and they don't know that they're there, and then they bump into each other and like, oh my God, we haven't seen each other in 30 years or whatever. But it was actually orchestrated, and Paul Rudd is Dennis Hopper's character's son, and he's come back for revenge.
Oh man, Paul Rudd did this like really amazing miniseries on Netflix called Living with Yourself, where he goes through a procedure and it kind of...
He played himself in a twin brother, wasn't it? Is that right?
It's not. It's a direct clone. Like they have the same scars and everything, but like the procedure is they clone you and then kill the original one and dump him like in like they literally dump you in a forest. The original Paul Rudd wakes up and he goes to his house and he's like, he sees his clone. It's so weird because both of them have like the same memories and everything. They fight over the wife and like work and all that. It's like it's really fun, but it was only a mini series and like it doesn't end on a cliffhanger or anything. But it's great. Okay. I would love a follow up. It's the clone meeting 2 other clones, which is Sandra Bullock's clone and Keanu Reeves' clone, and at the same time the original Paul Rudd meets original Keanu and original Sandra Bullock.
Excellent. See, that's already a show that could be done, everybody. You're already, I mean, Speed 3 is probably a harder pitch than that, but fuck yeah, make it happen. That's it, team. Thank you so much for being here again. Sorry about the at the big gap there. It's totally on me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed Ballerina if you've already seen it, or if you're like, fuck, I'm going to go and see that shit and watch poor Grenade guy get turned into chunks. But more importantly, Addie, I love you, mate. So good to see you again. Thanks for you being patient as well. It's so good to be back.
Love you too, man. Great being back.
Absolutely. So good night, everyone. We'll see you next time. And remember,
stay amazing. Stay safe. Oh, fuck. Watch out. There's a grenade.
Mince.